All right, week 4 of the DC Villains bracket. We skipped last week, so there was a tie. Now we are.
I finally put up my voting poll,
Yeah.
which also led to a tie.
So it's up to a coin flip. We're Brainiac and Reverse Flash. Brainiac heads, Reverse Flash tails. Let's see
You do the honors here.
who wins between Brainiac
Um,
and Reverse Flash. It should be
okay,
Reverse
we flip
Flash.
in the air. We're going to say, hey,
We're not going to call it because we already know who we're voting for.
no, I'm saying just flip, and we'll just say blank for Brainiac.
Well, I just said heads for Brainiac, tails for Reverse
Oh, I
Flash.
ain't hear you. My bad.
So. Oh, never mind, that didn't work. I was trying to do it cool. Hold on, wait. Scratch that. You didn't see that.
The winner is.
Reverse Flash.
All right. He wins then. Justice never lies. Coin never lies.
Coin always tells the truth.
Go. So,
Reverse Flash.
what is our next poll?
You have here. I got something to write with.
I'll say I don't have a marker on me. I usually do. Carry a ton of them on me.
Hold on.
Hope y'all like our better setting here. This
It's
week.
not the fun. I don't have anything to write with. But
Well, what's next week's?
this week, for the matchup is Sinestro versus Deathstroke. I mean,
All right.
Well, also, by the way, I hope you like our lights.
Yeah. Happy holidays.
Yeah. Hopefully you get a little nutcracker. I wish we had a little Christmas tree.
Maybe next year.
Next week.
Is next week gonna be our final?
Maybe, I don't know. It depends when the Superman trailer wants to come out. Or we just don't take a holiday break this.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see.
Anyway. Sinestro, Deathstroke. Now, from what we're hearing in Suicide Squad, Deathstroke kills 2 or 3 Brainiacs.
Yeah.
So, could Sinestro defeat Brainiac?
I guess Arkham. If Sinestro can beat Brainiac, can he defeat Sinestro?
I'm gonna go Sinestro with this one. I feel like it's.
I guess I gotta be on Deathstroke's side.
No, you could.
Okay, Sinestro then. 'Cause that's who I think would win.
So Sinestro and Deathstroke. I think Sinestro would win. I mean, you just have Deathstroke doesn't really have much going for him other than he's like skilled in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
But Sinestro literally has the power ring.
If it was like, honestly, if it was anyone else on this list with Deathstroke taking the win, and over anyone else with Condiment King, Joker, Cheetah, Lex Luthor, I think Deathstroke would have the clear win. But not something with Sinestro, man. I mean, this is no prep time, correct?
Yeah.
So I just think Sinestro can get the ring, crush him in a bubble, So that's end of discussion there.
Yeah. So I mean, there you go. I mean, that's about the quickest bracket we'll probably have. But Sinestro versus Deathstroke. Go vote on that poll. Our votes are in, and yeah, that is this week's DC villain bracket. But this week on the Comic Book Burrito, we got Creature Commandos episodes 1
and 2.
And we're going to be talking Marvel Rivals. It's out. Talk about that. Game Awards predictions. Maybe like a little bit of them. And what do you do? Another thing. I have another thing planned for that. But
Marvel Rivals talk.
Oh, I said that.
Oh, well, dude, I hear every other word, every other topic you're referring to. My bad.
And then other stuff. So that much and more this week on the Comic Book Burrito. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comic Book Burrito. I am your host, Jerry.
I'm your other host, Landon.
And this week, we got a plethora of stuff for you. We got Marvel, we got DC, and we got games. You name it, we got it. Let's talk. Hey, man.
All right. I mentioned this a while back. Well, first off, little more different. I mean, nothing much changed. Just again, this ain't the final look.
I can't wait until that falls and smacks you in the head.
I can't wait for
both of them.
No, a little looks a little better. We got the little Christmas lights up, for the holidays. Hayes, y'all can't see it, but we finally have our TV up over here. Here, that's gonna be great for us watching stuff, doing little watch parties for let's say Creature Commandos series finale or something. We'll watch that on here. Because I have your Max account on this TV and not the
When'd you get my Mexican? I'm kidding.
well, no,
I'm kidding.
no, Max account's on my other TV.
It's like
Never mind.
switching the TV.
It's moving them. No, but not. I hope y'all like this look a bit better. It's I know there's a lot of gray here. We'll add more stuff over there. We'll add some stuff here. But I don't know. I like the look a lot better. It's more colorful. I think our lighting's pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm looking at his computer right now just to check and make sure. But no, my week's been good. Been playing. I ain't played much as you did, but I've been playing Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, I've been playing it. I haven't streamed it yet. I was planning. I actually still might do that tonight, even though it's gonna be late. But I'm gonna do it. I just want to play it. Show everybody the game. So we'll probably have a stream. You'll probably have seen it.
Yeah, it's not. I was gonna make a comment on how many have not had haircuts due to filming, and my hair looks like a mess.
Mine
It
is
is
awful.
terrible.
You see how long it's getting back here?
Here,
God.
looking like James Howlett right now. And
I might get it trimmed though.
I can't. Yeah,
I think we can. We're on a hiatus for it anyway, so
yeah.
we'll do that.
Yeah, it's too cold outside for filming some outside stuff. Luckily, we do a couple reshoots inside.
You know what? Never mind. I'll bring that up later.
Okay.
I had an idea, but I'm not gonna
Okay.
use my idea.
All right.
Okay. Well, there's that though. But yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, that's pretty much all of me. Played Marvel Rivals on the Pro. It looks great. It has the 120, 1440p look. If there's anything big of noteworthy, that's kind of it.
very big noteworthy happened this week
For me.
for everybody, DC fans alike.
Oh well, personally was that's what I mean. I guess my soul was lifted from the mighty James Gunn. And
no. I would say the DCU started this week, which is big. But we'll get into that reviews later.
Yes. But how about you?
Marvel Rivals, played that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Finished school for this semester, so I'm done.
This is your last year. Following that year?
What? Huh?
Following, like next year is your last year, correct?
Next school year, yeah.
All right.
Then I'll be graduated. But
Are you gonna leave me in the dust while you go off to Hollywood?
I'm not going.
Where are you going?
Not Hollywood.
You went to film school. Where else would you go?
Wilmington.
Okay. All right.
But no, probably not. We'll see. Anyway, I think being a writer, you don't have to really go anywhere. Oh, that'd be nice.
I'm gonna be like James Gunn.
Yeah.
That'd be dumb.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess we get into the news. We don't have much Marvel news this week. It's just not been that big of a time for Marvel right now. It seems DC is kind of taking the spotlight at the moment. But what we do have for Marvel is on here. Coleman Domingo, who is an actor who was rumored at one point to replace Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror, but he's not doing that. But he voices. What do you voice him in? He voices Batman and something. He's into a lot of stuff. He says he's in talks with Marvel Studios to join the MCU. He says they literally sat down and said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I don't know. What do you got for me?" So we're having engagement. So they want him to do a thing. Let me go picture of him.
I want him to do anything. I want him to do something.
This guy.
Yeah. What do you think he ought to do?
He make a good what's that guy's name?
I'm about to get sick.
What?
No, like not like sick, but like I don't know. You know when you get that like kind of scratch in your throat? Yeah, constantly clear it out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that right now. I don't know why.
Because we're in a mold. I don't know.
The cave, the burrito cave.
Yeah. I can't remember the guy's name. Blue Marvel, I think is his name.
Blue Marvel.
Maybe.
I'm not too sure honestly.
Blue Marvel.
Who I'd want him to be?
Yeah, Blue Marvel, maybe.
All right.
But yeah, so there is that. A group of explorers, in London, I believe, LA, maybe. I don't remember where it was. Accidentally stumbled on the set of Fantastic Four, underground for the Mole Man, Subterranea, the area he's from. They dug into it and they thought they found some like crazy secret underground,
Cult or
yeah,
something,
and it
or
was just the Fantastic Four set.
they came across our location. That's what we're
um,
filming right next door.
um, but I thought it was interesting.
Hmm.
It also confirms Mole Man's in the movie.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can't imagine how surreal that is. Like going exploring around and you're all like, "What the hell is it?" Like just like looking
well,
around.
the first thing you see is an old paper with a Fantastic Four logo on it.
Well, let's say if you weren't like comic, you know,
I'd be freaking out thinking Fantastic Four's real.
oh yeah, they're real.
um, but yeah, I thought that was interesting. I just wanted to mention. But yeah, it's confirmed. Daredevil: Born Again, which comes out March, not far away, officially takes place 5 years after the original series.
Okay.
They say many things have happened in that gap of time. Um, that we'll see in the show. Um, it's so funny that I'm like so unenthusiastic about Marvel right now, and that's such like an interesting. I don't know.
It's. I guess I'll mention it when we start reviewing Creature
It's
Commandos.
not that I'm not burnt out with it, but I'm just
We
like
are in a we are in the Big Bang right now of the DC universe.
new age.
We are in Genesis, chapter one. Gods and Monsters, chapter one. That's what the Genesis is. It's just like it's this is it's so. I mean, you can't blame no one. You know, I can't blame you for getting more hype for DC than Marvel because I mean we're at the start of the new. I mean, it's the same thing with at Universal with Epic Universe. I mean, last time we got a land like this was in the '90s with Walt Disney World's Animal Kingdom. You know, but now it's something new. You know, this ain't a new ride. This is a land come out, and this is a new universe. We won't probably see this ever again, unless you know, maybe kinda with MCU's rumored like big reboot after Secret Wars. You know, or not reboot, but like kind of big reset.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But we'll get into that in just a minute. And the final thing for Marvel. Craven. Craven doesn't come out yet. I don't remember exactly when it comes out.
just I think it comes out like next week.
Oh well, that's too bad because it's getting an interesting release. It's Morbius released in 4,000 theaters globally, I believe.
That sounds about right. I'm looking at
And
when Craven comes out.
Craven is only releasing in 3,000 theaters globally. And it's projected box office to make 25 million to 30 million its opening weekend, which is just 5 million above what Madam Web
That
made in its
it
opening
comes out this
weekend.
Friday as we are recording and as this week comes out.
But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those movies that projected to do bad but does really well. A lot of people are saying that they've seen like the footage they've seen from the movie is really good.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but this could be Sony just showing like oh look at this scene, it's good, and the rest of the movie sucks.
They were they seemed really impressed. Basically, everybody said who saw they seemed really impressed of what they saw.
Yeah.
And directors like begging people like, here, give it a chance. You know, I don't know. I don't really know what to think of it. I'd say about out of the three recent ones Sony has come out with, this one I'd say would intrigue me more. Of if I had to take a guess out of the three, which one would be good, it would be this one. Um, we're just going to have to see, man, because I think after this, Sony's going to stop.
I don't think they have
You,
plans to stop.
you don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
Um, but yeah,
Because they can't just post like release these and like I wonder if they don't got a choice because they have to release a movie. You know, I don't. I think they don't have a choice because I think they have to release a certain Spider-Man movie within a time frame, or else they lose the rights. So that's where it gets complicated. So I think they have really no choice. Like they're bringing these things out. It's like, oh, maybe we'll get lucky and make a real, make a bunch of money.
Yeah. That's true. I guess we'll see. But yeah, Craven coming out, not particularly do great. Um, I can't say I didn't expect it. But yeah, that is the end of the Marvel news.
Right.
Seeing as how that wasn't much, and we're literally only 15 minutes in this episode, we're not doing a commercial right now. We're gonna wait.
All right.
Let's go right into DC news with Creature Commandos
Yes.
episodes 1 and 2. So spoilers for Creature Commandos episode 1, the Collie Wobbles. Let's get into this. So going into this is like a big moment. Going into Creature, we were gonna originally like do a watch party, but
record our reactions to
school
it.
was a thing, and yeah.
Yeah.
So episode 1, going into it, you didn't watch it.
I watched it at work. I was bossman went out to lunch. I was doing my chores or stuff I had to do. I kind of just sat there and I was just like, oh yeah, Creature Commandos is out. And at the time, I didn't realize I had Max on my phone. I went on it and I just so happened to have an account on there. I'm like, okay, so I watched them and I loved them. I'm not surprised. I'm not, James Gunn wrote them and it's.
Yeah, let's get into the Collie Wobbles. So this episode starts off immediately with like a little bit of a context dump. Each episode's about 23 minutes long, which are kind of short, but not too bad. I did think.
The second one felt shorter than the first one.
It seemed like.
Really?
Yeah. So. Okay, so it starts off with a little bit of like context dump in a form of you're at Belle Reve. There's a news broadcast going on. So Cersei, she's leading this group called the Sons of Themyscira, into Pokolistan, which is a nation who the U.S. is trying to make a deal to get petroleum from, and she's trying to go there and take that place over. And she says she promises the Sons of Themyscira that after that they'll go and take over Themyscira, because they're saying the island of Themyscira. It's rumored to be maybe real, maybe not.
Yeah,
Possibly an island full of women. They're trying to. There's such a political intrigue around this island.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's all pretty obvious. I think that Cersei's kind of just like leading those guys on.
Yeah.
Like she's not taking them to the.
No, she's not.
But so you get that or whatever, and you meet a few of the Sons of Themyscira. They're really funny. Alan Tudyk voices one of them. And then it cuts to Rick Flag Sr. and Amanda Waller in the office, and she's going to bring him to show him his team.
Yeah.
To go, because you're going to go to Pokolistan and protect this princess, Princess Alana Rostovic, from Cersei while we can get this deal settled. And maybe take out Cersei if you can.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, but the thing is, he's like, didn't Congress tell you can't use? They ruled out your Task Force X ever since your daughter outed you.
Yeah.
To mention that your daughter outed you.
Canon.
Peacemaker, happened Peacemaker, and most of Peacemaker's canon, so I probably assume that.
Except Justice League. So.
Yeah. So that's a little reference to Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving on. She says Congress said I couldn't use human prisoners, but what about prisoners that aren't human?
Mm-hmm.
And she threw out loopholes.
Yeah.
And brings her into the non-human internment division of Argus. In there is the whole team who they go through. There's the Bride,
Dr. Phosphorus,
Dr. Phosphorus,
G.I. Robot,
and Weasel. And then during when she's talking about Weasel, she mentions that he's the last sole survivor, or one of the final survivors of one of the final survivors of Project Starfish in Corto Maltese. So canon that he survived the Project Starfish thing.
Yeah.
That whole thing happened. Well, from what we know, Project Starfish happened.
Yeah.
We don't know what extent.
Yeah.
What all things happened, but he's one of the last survivors.
Rick Flag gets emotional, or Rick Flag.
Yeah, and she's in. he kind of gets sad, and she's like, I didn't mean to intimate anything about your son, Flag. He was a good man. He died a hero in Corto Maltese. Um, and he kind of like looks away. I'm based off what we read last week, which you saw, maybe spoiler. It was spoilers, but Frank Grillo was talking about Rick Flag in the DCU, and he mentioned spoilers that he becomes head of Argus at some point.
Yeah.
I think when he becomes head of Argus, he'll maybe it might happen at the end of the show. I don't know. He gets the clearance level to find out what really happened to his son,
Yeah.
and that's when he finds out Peacemaker killed him.
And that's who he's after in
Yeah.
season 2. But I almost want to say, because I feel like, why is he... There's one part I'm a bit confused on. Because you'd think if he finds out... I don't think he finds out at the end of the show. I think he becomes head of Argus at the end of the show. I think he finds out at the end of Superman.
Maybe.
Because I feel like as soon as the end of Creature Commandos, I feel like he'd go straight after Peacemaker. But I guess time-wise, time is all over the place in DCU.
Yeah, but
See.
all these first three things are right after each other.
Okay. So maybe he finds out right after Superman, you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, who knows? Who knows?
Or he finds out in Superman. I mean, in Peacemaker.
Yeah.
But
Which, how does he even find that out? Like, I'm really...
Well, I mean, he'd get access to those classified documents.
Even how would they know about? I mean, as far as I know, a piece of glass stabbed Rick Flag Jr.
Didn't they have like?
Because they don't have cameras on him.
But I'm sure there was something they told them.
Oh yeah, because the frigate rat catcher was there and saw it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
We watched that today.
Yeah. I'm sure that was mentioned. But anyway, so that's mentioned Suicide Squad and all that. He mentions his son. Which that gets brought up again in later or in episode 2. I can't remember which one. But anyway, so they meet the team. It was the Bride, Phosphorus, Weasel, GI Robot, who sees like a little swastika in the blocks.
Jenga blocks.
Yeah, and starts shooting it. And Nina Mazursky, who's like the nicest one out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They go down there. They're going down to meet the team. They all try to like rush them, and she shocks them with the little thing she has. And she was like, "Meet your new team. Call them Task Force M, also known as." And the title intro.
Well, no, also known as Monster or Task Force Monster. Also known
that?
Yes, she does.
She says also
M for Monster, and then also known as the
M for Monster, also known as, and then was like,
yeah.
She didn't say Task Force Monster.
Task Force Monster. Yeah, my bad.
But you have that. And the intro. The intro's pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Frankenstein's in the intro, which is cool. He doesn't show up in this episode until the end. But James Gunn is in the intro.
The goatee is.
Yeah, he didn't put himself in there for everybody on Twitter who thinks he did.
Animators did.
The animators did that. But I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. And he is in the intro. Intro ends, and then immediately.
Because of the clip we saw a while back on Toonami.
On the Osprey last week of then we talked about that, and they making jokes or whatever, and they mentioned that he had a bad experience the last Osprey he was on, which is canon that happened.
Yeah.
Them flying on that ship.
We're just playing the checklist game of canon.
So you're sitting there, they're talking, and then find out that Bride looks out and realizes that they're in Pakistan, and that she was basically born here.
Mm-hmm. And found out a bit later, yeah.
And so she's upset about that. You get there, they meet the princess's guards. There's some crazy music. They meet the princess's guards, and they get taken to the castle. They're going through town. They're seeing people. Nina waves at a little boy, and the boy waves back as mom drags him off. Trying to think. Oh yeah, so Weasel's freaking out in this car, and Rick Flag's like, "We're almost there. It's gonna be okay. Calm down." And he starts peeing, and then
he's pissing.
Yeah, and then Dr. Phosphorus is like freaking out. He's like, "Did no one want to walk this thing before we left?" And then he
stares at the bride,
and she's like, "I know you're not staring at me." And he's like, "Oh." So they get to the castle, and I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did.
No.
They get to the castle. They also the sons of Themyscira notice that they're there.
Yeah. Yeah. They radio in. Someone's like, "Yeah, looks like the princess got more backup or
Yeah.
something."
So the princess get to the castle or whatever. They go in there and they see all these ugly people on these paintings of the family.
Yeah.
And the bride's like, I guess the gene pool is above ground and inflatable, if you know what I mean. And there, Rick Flag kind of laughs. He's like, can't wait to see what this princess looks like. And he turns and it's like one of those typical romance things where like the music gets all
Yeah, he falls in love.
floaty
Yeah.
and he sees the princess flaps her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And she's voiced by girl voiced Cosmo in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah. By the way, Cosmo for Marvel Rivals.
We already have Jeff the Land Shark.
Well, I had Cosmo.
Okay. But they get to talking or whatever, and she's like, "I'm so happy you could join us." We find out his name is Richard Bill Flagg, not William, but Bill. He's like, whose middle name is Bill? He's like, mine. Okay.
There's a bow.
Yeah, he bows, and the guards come up, and he's like, "This is not the kind of customary bow we do in Pokolistan, Mister Richard Flagg." It's like, for that you must die. Any kid, they all like
pull guns on him.
Yeah, and then they are joking. This guy is very not up to date with his pop culture references, which Dr. Phosphorus makes a thing. He's like, "Wow, you're very up to date with your popular cultural references."
He says, "What's up?
Yeah, and then
where's the beef?"
Yeah, why that? Yeah. He says, "Where's the beef?" He talks about some other stuff. I don't know. I like that Dr. Phosphorus line. He was like, "Wow, I see you're very up to date with your popular cultural references." And he looks up right, and he was like, sarcastic smile. I love Alan Tudyk. If you haven't seen Resident Alien, you need to go watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Tudyk is so good in that show. But yeah, so it was all a joke or whatever. They're messing around. And then they go to have a feast. Everyone's eating. Dr. Foster's like burning his
steak and eating it.
Weasel is just eating everything. G.I. Robot's not eating anything.
Mm-hmm.
The bride's eating. Nina's like
eating one,
yeah,
just drinking it.
Nina's like getting the food, putting it in her suit, and it like bubbles up.
It's puts like a piece of broccoli in there, it floats up. And
yeah, it's like a fish.
Yeah.
And then Rick Flag's eating as well. He's drinking wine, talking to the princess, and
a little flirty.
Yeah, and because they're never, but they said they love Americans. They're never around them, but they like their culture. And the queen is there, princess's mom. She is very old and. It looks like she's about to die. I don't know. I have theories. I think, but I don't want to know. I don't really want to get into it until we talk about the second episode.
Yeah.
But they have the whole dinner, and it's a nice little thing or whatever. She says she wants to show Flag something. So they.
Well, you want to?
I didn't miss anything, did I?
Well, we're talking, and then they go outside. All of them go outside.
Oh, I did miss that. Yeah.
Okay. I guess nothing really important happens.
They go outside. They mentioned the whole Weasel killed 27 children, but he hasn't shown any violent tendency since then.
Which was that theory that he didn't actually kill.
Yeah.
And then you have.
He mentions his son a little bit. His son was 18. He was 18 when he had his son, so he's 18 years older than how Rick Flag was.
And he mentions he died 2 years back. Again, he doesn't know how. He just says he just died, in service.
Yeah.
And then she's all like, "Oh, here, I want to show you something."
Yeah. And takes her to show him this armoire, and then gets naked in front of him. And he's like, "I'm on a mission here, lady. This is very unprofessional."
You watched this with your grandmother, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to point that out. There's no way.
Anyway. But that's happening. He's like, "Oh, calm down." She's trying to yeah. Because she's never been around men who are not afraid of her being royalty or whatever.
Yeah.
And he says no. He says this is not what we should be doing. He leaves. And,
goes to bed.
Yeah, Elizabeth. And he says, "I'm gonna leave J. Robot outside your door to make sure you're okay." And
by the way, James Gunn, make a Spotify playlist of about 2 hours of Sean Gunn in the booth telling GI robot Nazi stories of how many he
In
killed.
1946, GI Robot killed 96 Nazis at the Battle of.
I'm going out. That's my sleeping noise.
Nazi killed a whopping number of.
How many? This many. Oh, oh, thank God.
But so GI Robot's outside of her door. He's literally Weasel's sleeping out there like a dog,
Mhm.
and he's kind of just reading all of his
Yeah.
talking about how many Nazis he's killed. There's a scene earlier where we have like an ambiance thing over here, like the Batcave, and it keeps popping up with stupid.
It's like showing back like a Batcave, and then just Mr. Clean showed up.
Yeah. There's a scene with GI Robot and Nina, and I really like the scene. They're on the balcony outside, and he was like, "Miss Nina," and she was like, "Yes, GI," and he was like, "Could me and you kill some Nazis soon? Miss Waller promised I could I'd be killing Nazis soon," and she was like, I don't remember what she said.
She's just like, I'd love to kill Nazis with you, or
Yeah,
something like that.
and he was like, "It's been oh so long since GI Robot sent Nazis back to hell," and
Precisely 74 years.
yeah, he gives like a whole like date, and he's like,
exact time.
"Yes." I'm like, "Let this man kill some Nazis."
Man, come on, man.
Um,
I'll pretend to be. I ain't gonna say that.
uh,
I'll pretend to be a Nazi so they can kill me.
no,
They can feel happy.
but you got that. But anyway, let's go back. So the bride sneaks out. Nina's gets into the bath or whatever, and she's like underwater. And Dr. Phosphorus. He's like looking at his hand. At one point, which kind of thinking.
Yeah.
And then we see the bride gets. Nina gets in the bathtub. You hear noise. She gets up, and the bride jumps out the window. She's leaving the castle, escaping. And Nina follows, and the bride's like, "What are you doing? Why do you follow me?" She was like, "How'd you get down here?" She was like, "I went down the stairs." And she was like, "We could do that?" And she was like, "Yeah, we're not prisoner here.
We're here to protect them."
Yeah. And so she follows. You have bride talks a guard into giving her money. And I take it. Yeah. Oh well, it's not. It wasn't rubles. That was an insult.
Oh, thanks for the clarification.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
But they get into the taxi. She wants to go. She said something about go to something Frankenstein. Is what she said. Yeah. Which I took as Frankenstein.
Yeah, Frankenstein.
But they go off to some place. Which you find out in a little bit. And then it cuts back to Rick Flag. He's asleep in bed, and a noise happens. He gets up, and Dr. Phosphorus is searching through his drawers. I was like, "What's he doing? Like seeing his underwear? Like I didn't know what was going on." That's kind of weird. Then he finds the phone thing or whatever, and Rick Flag gets up. Then you get a fight scene between them two. It's kind of crazy. A lot of stuff happens. They fall through the floor because everything's on fire, and then he's got an oven mitt. He's bashing Dr. Phosphorus against the counter. It gets that every time he gets hit, he gets burned because Dr. Phosphorus' skin is just pure radiation.
Yeah. He punches and burns. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so they eventually.
How do you fight that?
Yeah. They eventually stop, and he was like, "What's wrong with you, Phosphorus?" He was like, "Don't you know this isn't the only one of these I have?" And it basically, we won that fight.
Yeah.
And so the princess was there. She saw it happen. And then we cut back to them getting out of the taxi, the bride and Nina.
What I like about bring it up, I like to bring this up. It's pretty obvious that Flag actually like respects them, and he doesn't want to hurt them. Yeah. He doesn't like doing it, but it's like part of his, it's his job at the end of the day. Because if he had more, he could easily,
Yeah.
Oh, but he doesn't want to hurt them
because they're all scared of that shock.
Yeah.
Because it hurts.
Because I think he sees it as abuse himself, but he's just following orders,
Yeah. But you have that bride and Nina get out of the taxi, and Nina's like, "Where are we?" And she was like, "I was born here." And it shows a little flashback of the bride being born. They will go into the gate, and it shows some old lady in a cabin, like back a ways back, and she pulls her phone out. Zac Efron was on the phone.
Yeah, it's a wallpaper.
Yeah. She calls someone, and it's Frankenstein. Tells her that the girl that he's been looking for is there at the manor. And he's like, "My bride, finally, I found you." And that was the end of the episode. There's a trailer at the end of this first episode.
Yes.
That is,
Like another series teaser, yeah. Like, what's the like? What here's what's coming up.
yeah, for this season of Creature Commandos, and it shows a shot, no, two shot, but one that was very interesting. Um, Superman, animated Superman,
Yeah,
hung up on a little like post, tied up on a cross or whatever,
yeah.
and Starfire was there. Mister Terrific was in the
Supposedly Wonder
background.
Woman.
I didn't see that, but I mean, I saw the picture, but I didn't see where everyone was seeing that. But there's a Mister Terrific though, and Superman, Starfire,
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, dead, all of them dead. Well, from what we said.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, whatever episode that is, it's insane.
Yeah.
So I assume a bunch of heroes are going to show up.
Good to hear David.
Green Arrow cameo.
Please. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And whenever there's so many casting announcements, they just haven't even like said yet because they're keeping it like a surprise.
could be.
I mean, Lord knows. I mean, if we hear like Starfire, it's like, yeah, we've cast Starfire, but we just didn't say it
And
yet.
it's Zendaya.
No. Oh, no. I was like, I could. No. No.
Yeah. But it's a little cool thing. It sets up some interesting stuff. I'll get into that. I'll get into this in a minute. Let's rate episode 1.
Yeah.
What would you rate episode 1 of Creature Commandos?
I think a solid 8.
10?
Solid 8.
Yeah, I think 8's good.
Yeah.
It was good. Good beginning. I like episode 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess we'll get into now. So spoilers for episode 2 of Creature Commandos: The Tourmaline Necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Going into this one, what are you thinking? They dropped both at once, or did you go immediately straight into the next?
Yeah, I mean, no, actually, I waited.
I went straight into it. I was like, I can't wait any longer.
No, after that, I kind of just like it's one of those moments where I was like, well, here I gotta go find something to do. I kind of just spent 30 minutes of my time at work watching something. I was like, here, I feel kind of guilty. Let me do something here. And I did that, and well, I went on my lunch break shortly after, and I watched episode 2. So I texted you that I was like, yeah, I'm on my lunch break here. I'm about to watch episode 2. I didn't know what to expect with this one, because I was like, I was just going to just continue where I left. I kind of saw it as like one big pilot, part 1, part 2, which it kind of is that way.
Yeah.
But no, this is basically the Bride's episode. That's what
her
this
origin.
is. Every episode after this is going to be like the Monsters episode. This next week's the GI Robot episode, for example.
So this one starts off with them in the castle. You have Dr. Frankenstein, 1831, I think is when it said it was, and you have Victor Frankenstein. I think that's his name in this. Is working on a new creation, and Frankenstein's there, David Harbour, obviously, and he's like, "Why don't you make me a bride, father?" And he's like all upset about.
No, that's not what happened.
At the very beginning of episode 2.
He didn't want. No, that's what happens. No, Frankenstein didn't want to make it.
Yeah, so I said.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, I misheard you. I thought you said Frankenstein's working on a new experiment, but then, or the doctor is working on a new experiment.
Oh, he is. Frankenstein's forcing him to do it.
Well, he is, but the way I thought you were saying it, like, oh, he was making another human, but then Frankenstein's like, here, make me a bride. Actually, don't do anything else. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I misheard you. I misheard you.
But Frankenstein's all upset because the doctor doesn't want to do it, and then
he's still trying to learn from him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, how old do you think he is? Like maybe a year?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of body parts. Frankenstein gets angry. He was like, maybe I have to kill your wife if you don't make me one as a way to have like fair judge. I don't know what it is. Yeah. And then a head fall. He gets angry, like slams his fist, and a head falls off the table, and he goes to pick it up. He's like, "This will be the face of my true love," and it was just like this ugly zombie,
just decaying head.
And then it switches to the bride, and Nina's like, "Why are we here?" And then intro.
Yeah.
So after the intro, the bathroom, right? It starts off with the princess cleaning wounds. He's all cut up and burned and all that stuff. Weasel, Dr. Phosphorus, and G.I. Robot were standing at the bathroom door watching, and he pulls like the little shocker. Thing out. And they all get scared, and she shuts the door. Asks him what that does, and he said it gives him a shock. She says it's cool, and just kind of getting some information.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to gain his trust. It's interesting. And then they're kind of talking. She's kind of like getting just some advances towards him, like I need you to take your shirt off. All stuff. She's like, "What's this scarf from? What's this one from?" And flirting with him and all that.
Yeah.
I don't think the scene that continues that happens. Like it's not like there's a scene after this before
Yeah.
that.
I've seen between before. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what. This is the one I've watched the least amount of.
Yeah.
Um, I know what happens. That's not the order of it, so I'll just go through it. Their bride is looking for this necklace, the tourmaline necklace. She wants it because she got it as a gift from Victor.
Yeah.
And you see a little bit of how she was born, and Frankenstein had flowers for her, and she was terrified of them, and all that. And then we see flashbacks. I'll kind of go through this. She sees flashbacks of
her learning
yeah, her
stuff,
learning words and all that,
speak,
and seeing the necklace for the first time, and Frankenstein getting mad at her and like because she won't love him, and he assaults Victor and then runs off crying like a big baby,
Yeah.
and then we see another time Victor gives her a gift at one point
Yeah.
of the
That's
necklace.
like what's this called? It's a
Yeah.
gift. All right.
And they're kind of flirting. That's when I started to notice. I was like, oh, because
Yeah.
it started a little weird, and then so you're seeing this all throughout while they're in this castle, Nina and Pride are, and you find out Cersei, the Sons of Themyscira know where they're at. They're in
Yeah.
the manor.
Yeah.
They tell Cersei, and she's over there eating and drinking, and she like lifts up a can and then crushes it and throws it.
Yeah.
And so she's gonna go after her. Well,
You want to go back to with Rick flagging them, or I mean, it's nothing really important that happens.
no, there's a scene between him and the princess. Things happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there was like any plot revelation because
There's
the main guard goes
Yeah,
up
the main
to
guard
him,
walks
'cause
up.
he
He's
tries to
like,
get.
where's General Flag? And he was like, oh, he'll just be a minute.
No,
And
yeah, he says, just give him 30 seconds. Oh wait, he's an old man. Give him a minute.
yeah, and he's sitting there.
He's
And he's
older
like, he's
than
old man. He's experienced. Yeah, give him a minute. And he's just gonna. It was just like a really dumb scene. So he's just sitting there.
Oh,
like,
the guard came and tell him that they escaped.
Yeah.
Or they left. They don't know where they're at.
But that's not important. So Cersei is going to the manor. We find out through other flashbacks, which I can talk about this because I don't think it there's not really any. It was all flashback anyway.
Yeah.
Victor and the bride.
End up sleeping together.
Yeah, and it
So
was
it's kind of weird. It's like
It's a dead body.
Yeah.
Frankenstein sees this, which is like that was like
I started laughing a bit because in my head because he's just like standing there, and I just the idea of because I'm laughing because I think it just happened while he was in there already, not like he walked in on it.
There's
I'm
no way
like
that
I was like, oh
happened.
my god, this is
No. He just walked in on it and he started crying. Which I mean, imagine. Okay, imagine your father, who turns dead bodies into real people. I don't know.
I don't think you need to go that far. Just imagine your father sleeping with someone you love.
Yeah,
And just go there. It's like, imagine your father making dinner. I'm like, no, just say that. Because it's just like, oh.
Yeah, I guess. That's basically what happened.
Yeah.
And so
Kind of like her father as well, though.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
James, what are you writing? Maybe you
So
are weird.
she comes back in to ask Victor a question. She brought Victor lemonade, and she sees that Frankenstein killed Victor. Literally, like
Twisted
him
him
in
like
half.
it's
Yeah.
it's so nasty looking.
She freaks out. Can't think something gets knocked over and catches the carpet on fire, and she's like strangling Frankenstein.
He catches the whole place on fire.
Yeah.
The whole castle.
And she flees, runs off, and then you get like a bunch of flashbacks, like of throughout time of her Frankenstein trying to go after her and to get her to love him, and she.
It's pretty cool to
beats
see
him
like
up.
the decades.
Yeah,
since
Shaggy shows up for like a split
Yeah, he
second.
shows up. Frankenstein wears Rick Flag shirt.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, that bunny is an in-universe cartoon in the
Yeah.
DC universe, or James Gunn's version of DC universe. But you have that. You get that whole thing going on. Rick Flag and them are on their way to go to the manor. They gotta go save them because Cersei could be on the way.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why didn't you tell me that they escaped?" And he was like, "I was just trying to be a bro." Is what your father was like. They get in the
I was
jeep.
just trying to be a bro.
They get in the jeep, and the guy's like, they like floor it, and the guard's like, "What's up?" And he drives off. I don't know. It's weird.
Did we mention how the lady what's her name? The villain.
Cersei?
Cersei is already there fighting.
Well, not yet.
Okay, well,
I was
I'm
getting.
saying that's going while they're driving down there. That's
Well,
going
this is. I'm,
on.
I'm at the point right when they got in the car and drove over there. That hasn't happened yet.
Yes, it has because they find out and
No,
they're
because
like,
they're driving on the way, and then that's when she calls and they're on the. When Nina calls them, and be like, "You need to get here now," and
okay.
so they start driving off because then I was getting ready to get to that next.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Um,
always ahead of the curve.
so
You're
they're
right
there. Frankenstein Bride is there with Nina, and they're just kind of like sitting there talking, and then outside, thunder cracks and Cersei's out there floating. She blasts through and basically have Bride trying to save Nina, get her out of there, and well, I mean the Sons of Themyscira in there with weapons attacking. She just takes them all out.
Yeah.
Gets Nina outside, kills a bunch of them with some guns, then starts attacking Cersei. They're fighting through the air and beating the crap beat out of each other, and Bride's winning for a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
She almost does. She pretty much does win, just about.
yeah, until she starts having some flashbacks of like her past or whatever, and then it like she kind of starts. I guess maybe, she got. I don't know what she got.
Well,
She kind of like lost her.
she doesn't fully focus as much, but
Yeah.
I'm not arguing. I think she was still winning. It's until Cersei changes her arms into this little car
That's true.
lot.
Yeah, the little like wavy balloon things.
Yeah.
And then Nina's out there trying to get. She's running. She's calling flag. Flag's like, step on it. We gotta go. And Sons of Themyscira are there. Nina runs from them. Bride's getting punched by Cersei, and she's like, I think Cersei at one point tells her that she's got a message for your leader. I got a message for your leaders or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure if say what it was. But she's pretty intimidating of a villain. But she's punching Bride, and Bride falls off the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And while this happens, Nina gets shot in the glass
Fish tank,
of
yeah.
her fish bowl, and so she can't breathe. And Bride falls, so they're both like almost dead.
Yeah.
And the episode ends with
Like a little bit of a cliffhanger.
yeah, with the guy walking up and hits Bride in the face with the butt of a gun.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the episode. What would you rate this? Now, well, there's a little trailer at the end for next week. Next week's episode is episode 3. Cheers to the Tin Man. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
G.I. Robots episode. I think there's something up with the princess.
Yeah.
Um,
There's many theories going around.
yeah. A lot of people think some people are Clayface. There's 2 different people. It could be maybe 3. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not sure. But there's just something up. I think.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting information out of him and like doing all this stuff. So I don't know.
I love this idea you have of them switching up Clayface of he sucks the life out of people for him to change into him. The queen is the princess in a way.
That's why I thought. Yeah.
And she's just like that's what she, I mean. She looks like she's about like she's very old, and she's trying to say something, but the princess is always like, "Oh yes, yes, we understand, we understand."
Why do you think the whole family's so ugly and the princess is the only good-looking one?
Yeah,
Because Clayface he's vain. He doesn't want
yeah. He's just like,
to be ugly.
he don't want to go on stage.
Yeah.
It's performance, man.
Yep. There you go.
So that, and I kid you not, like I know we were trying to figure out because we're watching teasers and stuff. I think that room they're fighting in is the room with the princess sleeps. That room where she had to show Flag something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like.
Maybe, but it looked like an apartment building. I don't know.
So Flag had sex with Putty. If that is the case, I mean, if it is, I mean, because I can't think of anyone. I think it's maybe the one guard guy.
Hmm.
And just the guy, Clayface is really overplaying his role here, being a bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
I don't know. I just had some theories about that. I thought it was interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. What would you rate episode 2 of Creature Commandos? I think I'm giving this one a 9.
9. I'm just like between like 8.5 and 9. Because I do think it's definitely better than the first episode. I think next episode is gonna have me balling. Something about
The
it.
GI Robot episode?
Yeah, something about it. I just have a feeling. Um, I think I'm gonna stick with 8.5 on that. I think nine's a bit too high, especially this early. I might go back and change my mind, but
Not for 9.
I'm gonna go with 8.5 on this one.
We'll go with 9. But that is Creature Commandos episode 1 and 2. Next week we'll have episode 3. Um, Hopefully we can see some Nazi killing next
Yes.
episode. But okay. So with that, let's move on to some news. With a reminder that Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve story, is now on Max.
Yes. Go check that out.
Go watch
please.
that documentary. It's really good. DC Studios produced it. It was really good. CCXP, Superman was not there, obviously. They did have some merch. We saw a little bit of a look at a new logo. The word Superman, DC Studios Superman. It's some weird like 3D ish Superman logo. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but I thought it looked cool. It was like silver. There was, let me think. There was a mug that a lot of people liked. It had the Superman symbol on the front, with Superman colors. On the back, it was red with the yellow Superman symbol, like it was on the cape, and it was like a little cool Superman. Everyone, this
Well,
was Superman merch.
Yeah, nice. We want it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. Aaron Pierre, who is obviously cast as John Stewart in Lanterns, he spoke out about being John Stewart.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna read what he said. If I can find it. He said this: I'm going to do my very best to serve and honor and elevate in any way I can John Stewart and the Green Lantern Corps. Hopefully, I serve that and it resonates with me. Honestly, it's never about where the industry winds are blowing for me. It's always about what is my truth and what I'm inspired to do next, in respective of who thinks what about it. Who thinks what about it. And I do really love the superhero genre, but I'm more drawn to particular characters, and I'm deeply in love with the character of John Stewart, and so I'm over the moon. I'm so excited to have been gifted the opportunity to serve as this character and bring it to life. So it's just a big reaction.
Yeah.
I do want to mention this about Creature Commandos real quick, because I forgot. I was gonna pull this up on the TV, but I can't.
Yeah.
I
do got a question.
There's this shot from next episode. My original thought was that this guy was Sergeant Rock.
Yeah.
It's not. This guy's definitely Sergeant Rock.
Yeah, I thought that guy was definitely. Yeah.
That's Sergeant Rock. So if I can post this on there, I will. But that guy, and I don't know if you're aware of the actor Robbie Damon, a voice actor. He voiced a lot of stuff. He's voicing this guy.
I got a question for you though.
Yeah, that's Sergeant Rock.
Are we doing a break or not?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay, because I was saying, how are we going to review the rest of these episodes?
I thought we were gonna do like the short little content.
See, that's what I thought too, but I didn't know if you're because you mentioned earlier. It's like, oh, maybe not. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll play it by ear. But there's that. Very exciting. James Gunn confirms DC Studios has greenlit the next DCU film after Supergirl. He said, we've greenlit something else, and it's going to go into production next, but I can't quite tell you yet. He's keeping it a secret. And
Plastic Man.
I don't much appreciate that. It's not Plastic Man.
Plastic Man.
It's either Clayface or Sergeant Rock.
I'm gonna say Sergeant Rock.
Okay. I would probably agree with that. Sergeant Rock, maybe next film after Supergirl, we shall see. He also talked about a little bit about Superman this week. He's been in a lot of interviews, obviously. He said that Superman is not an ensemble film. He said at the middle of everything is Clark, Lois, and Lex. It's about these three characters. So it's like,
I'm not. I mean, you should be nodding. Like, hell yeah.
Well, I've been known this information, so.
Well, I'm knowing it too. I'm still nodding.
No, he's nodding over here.
I'm not.
Clark, Lois, and Lex is the main characters of the movie. So there you go. Just for anyone who thought it would be about like 12 different characters. James Gunn talked a little bit about DC stories in DCU. He said this. He wants every project to have its own voice. He said, one of the main things I want to establish is that you can do anything at DC Studios. We can make complete family fare, something that's for general audiences like Superman. We can make something that's violent and sexual like this, which we're talking about Creature Commandos, which I don't think was that violent and sexual. Peacemaker is both more violent and more sexual. It isn't about creating a world in which everything is all sex and violence. It's about creating a world in which we can tell the story about, one type of character in different genres. So he said that, which I agree. He also mentioned this about Superman. Someone asked him what about his Superman movie is different. What is going to be in the Superman movie that's different that hasn't been really explored in other versions and mediums for Superman? And he says, I don't think we've ever seen the big science fiction Silver Age Superman aspects that we have in our movie, and we've never seen this specific part of Superman's life.
Yeah.
So
First about is I don't know if I'll let you keep going because I feel like I'm about to say something that's gonna get ahead of it.
he mentioned something about Lex Luthor.
Yeah, that's what I was.
He says you've never seen Lex like this. He's quite imposing. He's pretty much a force. Like normally when you see Lex, you're like, oh yeah, he's screwed. Like it's over,
Yeah.
and then Superman's gonna get him. But now you're like, oh, Superman. Better watch
something.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, you better think of something.
So we're gonna get a very actual good Lex Luthor. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. James gonna provide an update on the scripts for Brave and the Bold, Waller, and Booster Gold. He says they're not quite where I want them to be yet. So they are not going to be going into production anytime soon until he can get a script that he likes.
All right. Good.
So, yeah. I hope there's one downfall with this sort of mentality. It's a good thing, but eventually it gets to the point where it's like, will there be a year where we just don't have a movie or a show? Because the scripts aren't coming? What do we do with that?
Oh, dang, don't tell me that, because I'm like, oh. We don't get a movie for like 3 years because
because no one makes a good script. At that point, James would be like, you know what? Give me the movie.
All right, here, Russell. That's it. Here, let me write the script. Boom, bam. See how hard it was?
The movie's already out. Hey. But yeah, there's that. So James Gunn confirms that because a lot of people want different DC characters to be on the DC Studios intro. Yeah. So right now it's Superman. A lot of people want Green Lantern, Batman, Wonder Woman, Supergirl, a different one. James Gunn confirms that Superman is like their MGM lion. It's mostly going. He said usually going to be the logo for DC Studios. So usually is interesting.
I think when he says that, I think when it's other big names like a Batman movie, Wonder Woman, I think that's when it'll change. But I think shows like Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, and like any small things that it will be the Superman one. But yeah. I think someone very big, Supergirl. I don't know. I don't know where that kind of stands on. I mean, I think it'd be cool if she had her own logo. But I'd say mostly like the shows and stuff. That's when you'll see the Superman logo.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Cool.
That's perfect.
But yeah, you got that. Superman, speaking of that movie, will be undergoing a few days of pickups in LA. Pickups are just little like nice shots to enhance the movie. Environment shots, not reshoots. He's not reshooting anything. It's just some extra shots to add into the movie.
Because they're no reshoots.
Yeah. It is. It's bad, terrible, awful. No good, very bad. No. It's fine. It's just some pickups. No, probably no set photos because they're not doing anything. Unless Supergirl shows up. Because my original thought was that this was them getting Supergirl because that starts filming in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. But I doubt it. But yeah. So I haven't watched this show in a while. I watched all of season 1. I watched half of season 2, and I kind of stopped just because I started watching other stuff.
Supergirl.
Superman and Lois.
Oh, Superman and Lois. Oh.
And it was the final CW superhero DC show.
Yeah.
It's ended now. It just ended. I watched the final moment, like the final, I don't know, 5-10 minutes or whatever it was of the episode. It was on Twitter. I think I'd be crying.
I don't even know what even happens.
I was crying.
I saw a scene with Crypto, but I don't know if that's part of it.
It was so sad.
What is it about?
So, spoilers for the ending of Superman and Lois. You haven't seen it. It's not. It was on TV.
Doomsday's the villain.
Non-streaming, yeah. It's
in my mind, they do.
It ends up being
No.
No, well, they already did Death Superman earlier in this season.
Okay.
And this was like them taking up Doomsday. It's Superman versus Lex Luthor is a big final fight.
Oh yeah, I remember him wearing a mech suit.
Yeah, that's the whole big final fight. Something happens. Superman gets a new heart from Lois's dad. Because he dies, and Superman. I don't know exactly the context of why he needed it, but he needed a new heart. Because he died and I don't know.
Something. Oh, yeah, little hearts. Okay.
So got a new heart, and everything's fine. His sons become you see like the Superboy outfit, and you see his other son in another Superboy outfit, or whatever. They're flying with him. You see Steel is there with his daughter, and he's got like his old comic outfit.
Yeah, all flying together. Yeah.
Yeah, and that happens. That's not what I saw because I saw the rest of the ending. The rest of the ending was um, Superman and Clark and Lois grow old together. They're in like their
You
seventies.
see like an old. Oh, you
Yeah.
see like an old man. Okay.
Yeah, in their 70s.
Same actors or is it
Same
different
actors.
people? Okay.
And they're I wish I could show it to you right now because I feel like, but I don't know if I'd be able to find the whole thing.
Here, keep talking. I'll see if I can kind of look while you're talking.
But so you have this nice moment where they're sitting there, and he was like, "It's perfect." He was like, "This is." He said, "I've never been happier in my life." And then he stops and he goes, and then the cancer came back, and then because Lois got cancer, and so she's dying, and he's sitting there saying goodbye to her, and she dies. The last thing she says before she dies is "Dad," because I guess she sees her dad, and she dies, and Clark's crying, and his sons are there, and they're old, or older.
Yeah.
And he's all sad, upset about it. And he's talking about his sons came to visit all the time, every day. He said, but the house that he raised his family in, he said, just felt empty without her. And it was like this whole thing. He was like, so I decided to get a dog. And then he was like, he said, I can't believe I never had a dog before. And he's
See, that's what I saw.
He's petting this little lab, and he was like, me and Crypto would go on walks every day, and they were best friends. And he was like, he said that was some of the best years of my life. He said, and that dog doesn't even know how much those years meant to me. And he was walking in the street with his friend, and he said, and then his heart gave out. Superman had a heart attack. Clark had a heart attack. And he said the irony is it was in just a few feet from the same place where his dad had his heart attack. So Clark's heart just gives out. Clark's dying, and his sons are there. And by the way, with Lois, when Lois dies, he says like the saddest thing ever. He was like, everything good in my life came from you, and it was like the sweetest thing ever. I was over here crying, and then so Clark's with his kids.
Let's go Clark and Lois or Lois and Clark?
Superman and Lois.
Superman and Lois, excuse me.
Clark,
That's the other show.
Clark dies,
Yeah.
and his spirit sits up, and he kind of walks through and has like one last like memories. He sees his kids. He sees his friends. He sees Lex sitting at a table, and he kind of walks up and he puts his hand on his arm, and he's like saying it's about friendship, it's about family. And he says it's about forgiveness, and he like forgives Lex,
Yeah.
and Lex is crying, and then you have a thing where he said he's like it's about wonder, and Crypto comes running up to him and all this stuff. He goes sees his kids, and then he says it's about love, and the kids open the door, and Lois is standing outside of the door with the red dress on, and and he goes like, God, she's beautiful. And then he walks out there, and he's talking about hold on to love and all this stuff, and do this whole spiel. He was like, because life, it goes by so fast. And he kisses Lois, and then title card. And it was like the saddest. I was crying.
Oh, okay, because I see exactly because it was him flying.
I was crying.
There's a dog and them old. And
oh my gosh! I almost want to stop recording just to show you this, so we can come back. And I want to hear your thoughts.
I'm not.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna be right back. Landon's gonna watch this. Okay, we're back. Landon watched the ending of the Superman and Lois finale.
I haven't seen a single episode of this show, or any really CW show.
Okay.
I've seen a couple clips online. That was about like the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. And he saved me crying. I was like trying to keep it together. And it's like I have like no connection to these guys at all, and I'm like, this is like everything.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
But Superman and Lois ended. The CW era of DC has ended. There's no more superhero show. Start off with Superman. Start off with Clark Kent. Ended with Superman. Yeah. So it was really nice. I thought it was good. I mean, obviously, I haven't finished the show, but
Yeah.
okay. There. Just a quick note for anyone who's interested. There's a DC Studios official podcast now. The DC Studios Showcase. It's got the GOAT Coy John Drew on there. He's really knowledgeable comic book stuff, and he's a really cool guy. I go check him out. He's their comic correspondent on there. But they basically just like talk about the week's like DC Studios news. So I'm sure next week. Oh,
But you know,
I'm sure next week will be Superman trailer. Maybe it's every other Friday. So
you know, why go to the DC podcast when you can come here?
Yeah, but shout out DC Studios Showcase.
No.
Finally, because we don't know when the Superman trailer is. It could be. Oh, it's not the 16th. We know that, like Pacific Day. I don't know what a week from. Hold up. Maybe we won't do Superman trailer predictions this week. Maybe do it next week.
Dude, it could be freaking tomorrow.
But I don't think it is. I think it's right before the 20th.
Yeah.
And the 20th is.
It's next Friday.
Oh, yeah. So let's not do it this week.
You want to? I feel like we should do one just in case. I'll be honest with you. I just, Lord knows if it comes out this week.
Okay.
Am I wrong? Like, Lord knows.
Yeah, but it's not going to.
Well, how do you know that?
Because they said it'll be attached to Mufasa, which means it'll be out right before that movie comes out, which is in 2 weeks, a week and a half from now.
Still, though, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't think we should do it.
All right.
That's just me.
I'm gonna trust you on this.
I just don't think we should do it. I know James Gunn. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna release it. All right, but that is the DC news. Commercial time.
I got the big remote over there, so we're using the little baby remote.
Baby remote.
The baby remote.
Baby commercial. Here we go.
The little baby commercial. Here, I'll send you some superhero diapers or something.
Oh gosh, enjoy it.
Coming from the farthest reaches of the universe to challenge the worst villains on Earth are the most powerful heroes ever in the battle of the Superpowers Collection. What's this? The dam's about to blow and take Robin with it? Who'll stop the Joker and Luthor?
Aquaman!
Kenner's new Superpowers Collection. Figures with power action, each sold separately with its own mini-comic.
Aquaman's down!
Who can help now? A power ring, a power action punch.
Defuse the bomb!
Can this madness be stopped in time? You decide.
And we're back. Okay, gaming. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which we haven't played. Obviously, haven't streamed that last update yet. You keep getting behind on that.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do that hopefully soon because this upcoming week that you guys are seeing this week, Deathstroke and Season 4 comes to Suicide Squad. Deathstroke was revealed. We haven't had a roadmap revealed yet, but I'm pretty sure that should be in the next couple days.
Yeah.
Deathstroke.
Looks cool. I mean, he looks exactly how we saw in the leaks, but he looks cool. I don't know. I'm excited to big thing, Kevin Conroy. Let's not sugarcoat it. This is a big deal. This is the end of the story. This is last update of the game.
One of them.
One of them, and then you get to part 2, and that's it.
Yeah, maybe another part of this. You don't know that they turned the 2 seasons into 1.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
It's just longer.
We'll see what happens. Need to talk about that offline mode. Do you think it's happening or no?
It will. Just probably once the game's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. Suicide Squad. The season will stream that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of something that will be streaming, Marvel Rivals is officially out. I've had a chance to play a little bit and test out some characters that I want to learn how to play. Having a lot of fun with it. Probably have a stream soon. Maybe not tonight. Maybe I don't know. It depends. I don't know what you think.
If you stream tonight, I'm not gonna be on it though. So I'm currently redoing a bunch of my microphone stuff, and I got rid of my camera today. I'm refreshing my whole stream stuff, and I want to get a good, I don't know, like a nice little setup going, so I can start doing my little gaming side thing. But no, I mean I've been loving the game so far. I haven't played everyone. You've played just about everyone, haven't you?
For the most part.
Okay, everyone's who's your main? Who's your main?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's your main. I'd say maybe Moon Knight is kind of what I'm sticking with right now. He's the out of everyone I've played so far, he's the best I've been able to control. Him and Star-Lord. I've really loved who was it? Sorry, someone I need to try out is Punisher. He seems to be like the most easiest one you can probably get a hold of or get used to. So I'm about to check him out next time I get on.
Yeah. But Marvel Rivals is out. Go check it out. It's free on Steam, Epic Game Store, PlayStation Store, Xbox. PlayStation has some free a free PS Plus pack, and a free skin you can download. And yeah, there's a thing going on right now. There's a Fortnite X Marvel Rivals thing. I think Doom 2099 came out tonight in the Fortnite item shop.
Yeah.
And let me see. They also have a thing going on. You play 10 matches in Rivals, and you link your Epic Games account, you get a free glider in Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
It's all thing. But go check that out. Marvel Rivals. And yeah, expect some content for that going up shortly.
Yes.
But that is the end of the news.
Yep.
So thank you all so much for joining us this week. If you have any questions, comments, corrections, or concerns, you can contact me on Instagram at DarienH4404. That's DARIENH4404. Or Instagram at _official. Facebook at the Comfort Burrito official page, or Twitter at the CB Burrito.
Yeah, you can contact me at Spider_Landon on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're interactive on all platforms, and screw it, man. Let's celebrate Marvel Rivals, man. And I don't know. I say shout out what character you want in the game because they seem to be putting whoever they want. There's no. I don't feel like there's a line to be crossed with that. So yeah, I don't know. Shout out who you want to be in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, and with that being said, we are gonna go ahead and go. We'll be back. Like I said, Marvel Rivals streams hopefully some this week. Big thing that we're doing.
There's a. Oh yeah, here finish because I was saying about the other big thing me and you are working on at the moment. We were talking about upstairs.
Oh, that. Well, that's not what I was talking about, man. I feel like that's a ways off. This Thursday is the Game Awards.
Yes, do not miss.
We'll be streaming as we do.
Starts at 7:30.
7:30
Eastern.
We'll probably start around like 6:45. We'll just hang out, talk.
Yeah.
But I'm hopefully gonna have the voting episode will be up before then, as well as a predictions thing, which I don't know how we'll do, but we'll do it. We gotta figure one out.
Well, I guess before as the stream's going on.
Well, I was gonna do like an extra beef because normally we do an extra beef with predictions.
Yeah. Well, you're off school now, so I guess we can just
do it, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Okay, we'll talk about it. But
right.
Game Awards stream. Make sure you check that out. It'll be fun. Hopefully, get some good game reveals.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be here for that 6:45 ish. I don't know.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that Thursday. Like I said, on here on the channel.
Yep.
We'll have posts going up, just reminding you guys.
Yeah.
Like that, we're about a couple hours out, hour out.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all a good time. It's always a fun time on the channel. Marks the big end of year celebration. I guess.
Oh, yeah.
It's always a fun time.
I agree.
Hopefully gonna have Landon's dad back this year.
Oh yeah. Whoa. That's John.
That's
Yeah.
what your dad does. If you get spell mark, it'd be crazy.
Oh.
Hold on. No, I'm kidding.
John, get over here now.
Summoned. No, but definitely check that out. Like I said, this Thursday, live stream, very important. Go watch Game Awards. That's fun. It's time to go now.
Yeah.
So we will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Excelsior!